Yoga this week?
Yeah.
When you're going tomorrow morning? Tomorrow's my last day.
You look cute. Thank you. Like you need a job.
Is that from 9 to 10?
We're doing it this time, Joe. Okay, okay, good.
Yes.
It might be.
Can make you work extra
Well,
hard for it, huh? Yeah,
Yes.
some things are worth,
That's the one I like.
are just that way, right?
It's not the one
I
you
have
poke
a
around.
Zoom meeting. I'm
So stuck on the.
You just now do it better than I can't do it.
Wild thing one, is that what you're talking about?
The
So bare.
Ashtonda one, right? You are backwards.
It's a rarity. Yeah, what's going on?
No, I'm saying that's big. I think let's roll.
Let's roll. Let's do this.
11:30.
Good morning, all.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How was your Tuesday? It's the best day, always, right, Bradley?
Best day of the week.
What's been kind of cool as a staff team, every morning when we do our huddles, since it's the whole month of Thanksgiving, we usually do Thursdays or gratitude days, but we've been doing it every day, and it's kind of cool to see the difference every day of what someone's grateful for. And anyway, I'm grateful for all of you for showing up. Let's get started. Who's got the best bucket filled? What do we got?
Not all at once.
Don't all chime in.
Oh my gosh, you're in the flesh. That's pretty awesome.
Yes, Christy.
Last week, after team meeting, he came over and signed a picture for me so I can do it. Oh, just awesome.
The best thing is it's still hanging.
Down in a week, but.
Is it symmetrical? Is it even on every side?
Definitely.
Level, measuring tape? Proud of you.
There's certain things I can do well.
I'm so proud of you. Please.
I'd like to feel for Bradley and Lauren. These guys are awesome. They've been helping a ton of, all kinds of little emergency money stuff, Santa cards, like, get a big shout out for one.
That's right, still. Anyone else? Moving on. Yes,
Fabian's got one.
Fabian, please.
We don't have enough time in the whole team meeting for me to fill everybody's bucket, but I want to give a big shout out to Christy for having led all these efforts to the walkathon. That was an immense amount of time and effort and money and connections. So we will always be grateful to her and everybody who participated, but her having made that initial call and then being a little more persistent about, hey, we should really do this. My heart is filled with gratitude. So thank you, Christy.
Yeah.
I'll fill Nordstrom's bucket. You're never gonna see me in a suit coat, so take this in. I didn't have to get it hemmed or tailored or anything. They had it like a little kids section. It worked out perfectly. So Nordstrom, I usually have to get everything tailored and fit because, I'm not the biggest man. So yeah, good job, Nordstrom. Proud of you. All right.
Christy.
Christy, come on up here.
Sorry, and Susie. And Rusty, we have a few of our sponsors that are not able to be here. So obviously Marcus and Real Media and Platinum Insurance are not able to be here, but everyone please come up and Fabian, will you and Amber just kind of come in the middle for us? I'll keep our distance. Yeah.
We're actually keeping you from the research, but we're okay.
We have a cold and we don't want to spread the love.
So it's really more about keeping you healthy right now, so.
That's it.
We want to keep you healthy. Yeah, we want to keep you healthy. Amber just rang the bell last week and you guys, I want you to share that.
So that means 6 months of chemotherapy is done. Now So, so that's a big deal. Now, she's
I
getting
get surgery for Christmas.
strength back, and we get surgery for Christmas, and it'll probably be radiation, in January. But yeah, one step at a time, and everything is looking good. So we're very thankful that, also the people at Huntsman, they are absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, and her body has been responding well, so we're very thankful for that. And the thoughts on today.
We, first and foremost, I want to thank our sponsors.
Yes.
And I want to thank everyone here that helped participate with the walkathon and the donations. Mike, I want you up here too. Because you need to be up here. We've had so much outpouring of love and support and generous donations and sponsorships, and we cannot, this was a team effort, we could not have done this. We raised, drum roll, I just got the screen, but and don't take that to the bank. They'll frown on the big side.
If you don't take the mask off, I think they love it.
Fun. I know you guys received some.
Thank you so much.
There are your actual funds. And Amber, I just have a little care package for you as well. And in this bag, you have 32 of these. So, but, I've read you can't have fear when you have gratitude. And so there's gratitude notes for you and Fabian. So when things are, coming in and that fear creeps in, I want you to grab a gratitude note and just remember, keep gratitude in your heart and it will give you strength. And I just love you both so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We're gonna kick into that. Right? Do you mind? Get your-
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, that's great. Sorry about the mask. Yeah. Kirsten, you gotta like.
I know. Yeah, here. Get rid of that.
Everybody.
Cool, right?
I feel terrible with this mask on. I am smiling.
Just smile through the mask.
You can tell with your eyes yet.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for all your time. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you guys very much. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
That is so cool. Like, this is one of the most heartfelt stories. Like, this is big. This is what this culture really equates to, and how cool. Thank you, Christy, for all your work and sponsors and everyone for participating. Some of us had to run 35, 36 miles just to get to the 50, so. Wants and needs. Your handwriting is much better than mine. I mean, I could write in there in Japanese, it might be easier. All right, wants and needs, who's got it? What do you need? What do you want? Where's Sean? He has like 19 listings.
Tony.
I have 3 listings. I just had price reductions on all of them. The one up in the valley, it is really nice. It's vacant. They are willing to do a buy down. It's 900,000 backed up to green space. Move-in ready. It's really a nice area. 3,600 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 3-car garage. And then the other one is in North Ogden. That one's priced pretty aggressively. We just dropped it $45,000 to, we're under 600,000. 3,000 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, 3-car garage. Absolutely move-in ready. I don't know what to do with it, don't talk, it's like crickets up there. But it's a really nice location, you're literally almost at the top. You got it up above the top yet, so. Keep, ready to go. And then the third one is on Fillmore. And it's 2,400 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. It does need some updating. And she dropped about 15,000, so she's still at 535. Just bring in an offer of any sort, would be great.
Love it. Nice job being ahead of the price improvements. Love it.
Try.
Yeah. We all know. Okay. Allison. Well, my West Point one was 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, we're at 615. On about a third of an acre. And then I have a new Kaysville one coming up, 5 bedrooms, 3 bath, and we're gonna be at 575. And we're pricing to sell because we're have it at 5. Love it. Well. Jesse and then Christy.
Okay, we've got one out in West Haven. It's 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, kind of a really unique setup. You can add another bathroom in the basement, and then
You
there's
tell me 5-3, sorry.
3. And it's on 0.92 acres, so almost a whole acre, and it's like a side lot that's got extra space, so if you really wanted to, you could probably parcel that off. Or if you've got somebody that wants horses, there's enough space for a horse.
Or a cow or a llama or a goat.
How much?
What's the price? on that one?
We are waiting on the price approval. There's 4 kids involved, so we're waiting for one more. We should be at 600. Currently at 615.
Nice, yeah. Fully fenced backyard too for dogs and stuff separate from the rest of the acre.
Oh, nice. Okay, awesome. Christy. I have a one in Tremont and we're reducing the price today from $515 to $499. It's a 5 bedroom, 3 bath. RV parking, fully fenced. It's a really nice little property and it sits on the end of a dead end street, which is awesome as well.
Do you know the acre?
Standard, like.
Okay.
No biggie. Well, no, I should say that. It's a biggie. Quarter acre. It's a perfect size lot. Not too big, not too small. Goldilocks would love it.
I like that.
And the property I have in Ogden that is on an acre, wooded, private fence. You drive in there and have no idea where you are. It's very private. It is a 4 bedroom, I believe. It's an amazing property. We have a current appraisal at about $850. We are going to be listing it for less than. That's all I'm going to say on the pricing, but that should be on the market within about a week. And it is that will be a great deal. So investors, anyone interested, it's an amazing property. Where is it at in Ogden, Christy? It is in West Ogden, East, North? No. Okay. It's around 12th Street. How about that? Okay, that's great. Making sure that we don't violate our third corporation, any rules. And then one in Woods Cross, that is a 4 bedroom. They're doing all the flooring, painting right now. Has an amazing outbuilding, and that is on a 1/4 acre as well. Across the street from the city park, it's a really neat little property, and that should be weekend of things.
What's the price
That's going to be just slightly over 5.
Okay. We'll put 500 plus.
There you go. Nice. Anything else? Question listings, love it. Lane, got a handwritten, that was kind of good.
I have a office exclusive on one in the north end of Ogden, northeast, 425. They're ready to sell it, but there's a tenant in there until April. Nice guy, we're just not trying to rush him out, but they'd sell it if anybody is ready for it. It's a 2-story on a big lot. 425, if I didn't say that. And then
How many beds and bathrooms?
4.2 and a half, I think. 2-story, 2-car garage, built 20 years ago. And then there's a Cottonwood Heights, dropped a condo down there to $399. Last one that sold in there was $425. And they'll even offer seller finance if the terms are right, and you can nightly rental.
Ooh. You told me $399. of it. Anybody else? Christy? I don't actually have an RV, but I do need something. That sounds like a lot to me, and me. I felt terribly when I was up front and I wanted our sponsors that I could say something. Is that okay if like, see? Yeah, absolutely. I just, I'm like, think back, I'm like, I cannot believe I forgot that. So Lori, Jared, Rusty, Mike, like, is there anything you guys would like? We're such great sponsors for our walkathon, and I just want to recognize and honor you guys being here and all your support. So Lori's with ERS, Millionaire, Jerry's with Legacy Mutual Mortgage, Mike's with the board, and he's been representing all of this, like spreading word and helping with all of this. So, and Rusty, of course, with our brokerage. So anything you guys, I was gonna say, I'll say something about. Yes. So this last weekend, we were in Nashville and I was wearing the shirt. I'm Lori with the RSCD in Poland. And I was wearing the shirt that Christy did for the walkathon. And I had more people part my hair to see the back of it. I was like, oh, you people are touchy. But it was a real estate convention. But everybody was like, your shirt says Keller Williams. Like, I need to know more about this. And I was like, well, there's this amazing Keller office in my state and an amazing agent. And I said, we did a walkathon and fundraiser for an agent's wife, and they thought that was super cool. And I was like, and my news agent company on the back. So it was just really cool because it was a bunch of people from everywhere, from like Louisiana to California and all over, and they all just wanted to know more about what the amazing local Keller office did. So I thought that was really super cool. So I want to say thank you, Christy, for putting it all together. And I was happy to be a sponsor and be a part of it. So
Thank you.
I love that. Thank you.
Talk about getting put on the spot. Cancer is near and dear to my heart. I lost a really good friend 2 years ago to colon cancer. And so, I watched Christy go through chemo and still kicked ass and had an amazing year. And, I'm really grateful to work with Christy and to help sponsor this. Just, and I know Fabian, and again, it's near and dear to my heart, and it's awesome what you guys all contributed. That's amazing. Help these guys out. So thank you. I guess I'll.
Do you have 20 or 30 minutes?
The rest of the meeting's yours. I was gonna do a YouTube recap for NAR.
I'm happy to speak as long as no one asks any legal questions. Can we agree, no NAR?
Some questions for Mike today.
Not to fake an injury.
I don't blame you.
I just mostly wanted to say, I love Fabian so much. Just one of the best humans that there are out there anywhere. But also, can I just say, this office is awesome. It's a really special place with really special people. And I wish you all, we don't talk about this in business corporate world, but I'm going to anyway. I just wish you all could understand what it feels like to come in as an outsider and step in and feel the energy and the vibration and the love that is here. And your office has contributed to us at the association so much for so many years. My friend Christy Vale was kind of one of the OGs around here, and in terms of doing that. And Sean just was texting with Sean because I hand delivered some lock boxes to him and told him I'm going to put it on his tab for the delivery cost. But and Luke and Lene and Sherry and so many of you who have been involved for so long, and now of course Fabian and Rusty and Christy. But I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you and how impressed I am with that cultural ethos that it doesn't exist everywhere. And I go to all the brokerages, I talk to all of them, and it's really rare and it's really cool. And I'm just honored to get to be a part of that. I just want to let you guys know how much I love you and how much I appreciate you for the association, but also for me personally.
Thank you.
My big round of applause.
Something recorded that, right? It's recorded.
I know that we just posted about this too, but the fact that like Fabian could have decided this year of any year to have an excuse to not rerun for the board of directors. it would have been your year to be able to do that. I can't do this seriously with fake accounts on, so I'm gonna put those back later. But, it really is pretty amazing to see the group of people that came together for this. Christy, 100% for heading it up and just seeing this need and pushing a little bit to get us to the point that we did. And Fabian, thank you for your support of the office and for the board and the things that you do to give back into the community. And I think that just, it makes sense that it's gonna come back to you. So we were just proud to be a part of it. So
Thank you so much.
thank you. Did we miss anybody, Christy? No. Okay,
Sorry, I
Awesome.
that. I just
no, that's perfect. Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
So your need.
Oh, so that was your need. Okay.
Yep.
So I have one and then we'll jump back in really quick if there's anyone else. I have a townhouse listing. It is currently at 340. There's another one in the neighborhood that's at 389. So it's priced really well. It's 3-bed, 2.5 bath. It's in the Far Orchard community. So if you guys know where that is, it's a really nicely maintained HOA. The woman that owned it, it just is meticulous. Like it is so clean, great little community, really well taken care of. So if you've got somebody that's looking in that area that wants, it's owner occupied only. So if you want a place that's owner occupied, that's just like a nice, beautiful, clean community, go check it out. It's in Ogden and it's just east of Monroe and south of like around 16th Street, between 12th and 16th. So great little community right there. If you guys have anybody motivated seller, bring us an offer. Anyone else?
My Far West listing will be live probably a week and a half. It's like 3,400 square feet, 6-bed, 3-bath,
Did you tell me 3,500? Sorry, my brain.
3,400 square feet. 6-bed, 3-bath, Rambler. It's just right off of Bermuda.
What's the price gonna be?
It needs some love with paint and carpet, so we're probably gonna be competitive. I'll probably be around 575.
Nice. Love it. Wait, got another one.
Sorry, yeah, I forgot. We have a townhouse in North Ogden. It'll be 355. Perfect turnkey, new everything, master bath, walk-in closet. 1-car garage, I think,
Oh yeah, mine has a garage too.
and they'll be 355. They'll come on in the next week or so.
Instead of writing turnkey townhouse, I just wrote turnkey turnkey. And as you tell me, it's in North
that like,
Ogden. It's like.
It's double turnkey, super ready.
Okay. Anyone else wants and needs? No? Okay,
Blaine, give us the definition of the AHA. We all want to hear your definition.
we asked for AHAs during the business planning clinic. You were in Florida. It was hard for you. I can't.
No, you
Family.
Yes.
And we asked for AHAs and I said, or if you're in a class of Blaine's, it's an AHA because there's two. So what is your AHA about?
It's agents helping hungry agents.
Hungry agents, that's the best. Thanks, Rusty. Your handwriting's so pretty. I'm kind of jealous of that, actually.
So it's about 3 years old.
Bradley and Lauren, tell us about Tuesday. What's happening today?
We're going over websites and your consumer experience. So if you have any interest in that, please show up to tech training today.
So next week, you're also going to fill Lauren and Bradley's bucket by attending this today. Just remember that.
Love it.
Command Tech Bar.
That's just if you have any tech questions, anything you want to send out like a campaign or smart plan, come to the tech bar and we'll help you get set up.
Get your database to Thrive in 25. That's a lot of Thursday.
There's a slide for it.
Oh, perfect.
The next,
Is it next?
there we go.
So, we just want everybody, your database is really where your business is at and people aren't maximizing marketing to their database and really getting it dialed in. So Lauren and I created a workshop type class to get your database really dialed in so that you can start off 25 thriving with a thriving database. We're gonna teach it this Thursday from 2 to 5 and then we're gonna do it again December 6th from 10 to 1. So, and we're just gonna hopefully we get some good engagement and then we'll keep teaching them until everybody has their database exactly where they want it.
Is everybody's database exactly where they want it to be?
No one's in.
Great, that means it's gonna be a loaded room on Thursday.
Scan the QR code to register.
Good? Everybody scanned
It's on.
Thursday.
We'll fix the event right. It's on Thursday. Okay.
All right, this,
December 6th.
who hasn't finished their code of ethics?
Who's not sure? I have a list. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, we do have a list.
You know, just so you guys know, this is not just part of your CE, as long as you've completed it within the renewal cycle. This is mandated by NAR, not by us locally, so everyone has to take the 3-hour code of ethics requirement before the end of 2024. So, if you haven't registered, I think this might be one of the last live classes for the whole year.
Yeah.
For
Well,
code of ethics.
It was funny in calendar planning clinic, Rusty borrowed my pen. The pen that I use often and usually have in my mouth, she full on was chewing on it. It was great. This class was a little self-indulging for Rusty because she needed it. Set it up. Now you all need it. So good job, Rusty. So if you need a pen, I got one. Just don't put it in your mouth. Or do. Or do, whatever. All right, the Christmas lunch, who's all coming?
Who has actually registered?
Oh,
If you can scan the QR code, please. It's right over here at the Leighton Roosters. We've got a private room we're gonna be using over there at noon on the 5th of December.
who's playing Sam?
Me.
Wearing ugly sweaters.
You wanna vote on
That
it?
sounded like a disgust.
That sounded like a.
That,
Next one is really disgusting.
Jenny, were you upset about that?
I think the holidays should be pretty.
So, sweater party.
You want a pretty sweater.
What's a pretty sweater party? You know what? We're gonna talk about that. And we'll let you know.
No, Seb. Who has the best costume? Another dress up again? Is there gonna be a poll like the Festivus poll? Air some grievances? I got a few for all you people.
I'll need your. pen if we're gonna hold.
Sure, it's in my office.
Moving on.
All right, then customer experience with Kimber. Lauren, do you want to feed us in here?
So Kimber will be coming down to our office on the 11th of December for a 4-hour CE, but in 3 hours. This is just a great class, and she really just touching base on how to get out in front of your database, and she also will be doing some takeaways. She'll be sending you guys some material as well. But Kimber's one who has a lot of reviews, and she's really perfecting her system on how to obtain reviews from her clients. So she's gonna come share that with all of you. If you're interested, sign up.
And I want to, Kimber's going for her KWU certification, which is a pretty big deal, and she has to teach a certain amount of classes with a certain amount of people in them and get reviews on those classes in order to get that certification. And we know she's awesome, so I think we should support her. And also I want you guys to think December we don't work. Yeah. Process. This could be a really good time even just to get everything dialed in and set up. If you need any more reason, go just look at Kimber's aesthetic on any of her social media, because it's really beautiful and it's all cohesive and she does a great job of work. So, liver client experience.
And if you're frustrated with command, just bring it all to her. It's all her fault. Let's put all the blame on her, right, Fabian?
Bring your ugly sweater.
Jenny, you can wear a pretty sweater. All right. Who's going?
I'm gonna have so much fun. I'm bringing 2 of me.
2 of me, plus ones.
Both personalities this time.
And the tiny hands. Kaylee, going?
It's in our budget.
I love it. Then that's all that matters.
Perusing, flights are still under $300 if you guys want to fly. If you remember, we're gonna take a little trip down memory lane. We're gonna go back in time. And we're gonna remember to family reunion 2023, when everybody waited till about January 5th, because we wanted to get through the holidays to book our flights, and everybody, myself included, was like, holy, it's how much the flight? Like, literally, it's a 45-minute flight.
So book those right now. That was even on Delta. So like you could probably get on Spirit if you like if you know what, if you like to live on the risky side.
Yeah.
And you like you bring your lawn chair and you just ratchet strap it to the ground and you want to fly Spirit, you could probably get there for like 29 bucks. So most affordable family reunion you're gonna go to, there's something for everyone. Jamie Kern-Lima is the keynote that's been announced so far. She's phenomenal. I'm super excited to see her.
Well, Marcus even mentioned if there's enough people, we would rent a party bus.
You did?
He did. I
I'm not-
said that on Thursday.
I'm gonna go on the party bus. I love you guys so much, but I'm not gonna party bus to Vegas. Sorry.
No, well, that's a no.
That's a hard no for me.
Said bus.
I guess it's just me and Marcus riding together.
I don't think that's enough.
Probably not.
Suddenly it's busy.
Yeah, he's got a shooting range thing coming up. Just a reminder, we're always about following rules and guidelines. Has anybody ever had a bad experience with this? You're being brainwashed?
Yeah, you are being brainwashed not to do it.
Wash to save you up to $1,500 per fence.
Well, and I think right now, everybody is looking for something in the real estate world. As someone who's dealt with this a few times in another industry, it's not fun. It is not fun.
Don't do it.
All right, turn the time over to our beautiful Rusty and wonderful agents.
Okay, can I have Jesse, Alex, and Christy come on up, please? Yeah, can we get bigger woohoo for that? You feel great.
Exciting sound.
So, for those of you that don't know, Christy is also on the MLS board of directors. How long have you been? Oh, yeah, I know. You should want to see. Oh, we gotta sit by hit recording.
It's gonna throw all of us off.
You've been on the board of directors for the MLS.
For the MLS.
Yeah.
4 years.
4 years.
Maybe 5.
Okay.
Four.
How long have you been just serving in the community in general, like the real estate community?
A long time.
Don't tell her how many.
Why do you serve?
When I first started in real estate, and that was back when I was a part-time receptionist, Donna's laughing. So I wasn't a realtor. I started as a part-time receptionist. My son was a year old because I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with my career. And the broker at that time said, hey, go down to the board and serve on women's council, get involved in women's council. So that's where it all started. And then once licensed, then my broker was very encouraging in getting involved in committees and those kind of things, because he said, if you're not involved, you shouldn't be working in the industry. Because if you're not contributing, it's not all about sales, it's contributing to the profession. So that's kind of how I grew up.
I love that. Do you guys believe that it's like a community of people, right? And one of the things that I think that we need to remember is that is a relationship business. You're never going to be able to replace the relationship with AI. Like no matter how good it gets to know you, you're never going to replace the relationship, and relationship is community. And it's giving back in the communities that you live in and that you serve in and that you work in. And I was luckily enough, my first brokerage that I worked in was with Christy. And so it was just something that you did. And it wasn't even a question of if you were going to be involved. It was what committee are you going to be on and how are you going to give back to the community and to the industry that has given so much to you. Has anyone in this room had their lives changed by real estate? Right? Like I can tell you right now, if it weren't for me being a realtor, being in this community and giving back in this community, I would not be where I am today. So I know that wasn't something that we talked about, but I just think it's so important because you're one of the people that I tell you this all the time. But she's given back in so many ways, and it's so important to give back in the community, and you can do it in the small ways. Like you don't have to do these huge grand gestures, but you can do it in little ways just by being involved. So anyway, I didn't want to. Christy, I want to start first with you from an MLS standpoint, because I know that's something that you come and give some updates to our board every once in a while and things like, I think quarterly we get updates from you as director. And I feel like this is something that we've underutilized, is the fact that we have 4 members sitting on our board of directors right now in Northern Wasatch Association. We've got Christy, who's a past state president and local president. She served a lot with NAR and is currently on the MLS board. So going into next year, we're committed to have more updates from the people that serve so that you guys are getting it kind of hot off the presses. First things first. So Christy, is there anything from an MLS update or standpoint that you want us to know about or that we should be aware of?
So MLS, Sean served as a director for many years as well, which is beneficial lots of times for help. As far as the MLS, there's a lot going on. It's really hard at times to say, here's what we're doing. Because just like with the line showings, when we did the coup with the line showings, showing time was in place. Of course, we know that Zillow owns showing time. And that was a surprise to us, kind of a, deer in the headlight. And quickly, because of past relationships, we were able to purchase line showings and enhance it very quickly. Keeping in mind, and I just have to say this, Zillow is a huge, and no, I'm not disparaging, I'm just saying they are a huge brokerage, right? And there is a lot of money behind that. And for us to have pulled off what we did with the live showings is pretty incredible. That no one knew it was happening. It happened fairly quick to our benefit because we own online showings. And there are, I have the number here and I'm gonna give it to you. The number of, we have served maybe 150, sorry, I have a couple stats here that I wanted to share with you from a line. So we had, let's see, 800,000 unique visitors, to Utah Real Estate so far this year. Line showings, we have 150,000 realtors have now had made appointments on a line showings. So that's Utah, and then our the other, like now I'm up here and I can't remember them, but we've got 5 or 6 other MLSs that are members, owners with a line showing. So that's pretty incredible across the nation. And we're still trying to market line showings to other MLSs to use our showing system instead of showing time. Or there are a couple other.
Do you want to, because I think that sometimes as agents, we just get caught up in like the just day to day of what we're doing. Why is it important that we own a line showing versus using the third party like showing time that was owned by?
I would say then going specific to your pocketbook, because with the line showings, we realize monetarily from that. So it benefits and keeps our dues down, right? Our literally from your pocketbook, because it enables us to reinvest that back in. So yeah, we're not paying for other sources.
Didn't we pay for showing time? So that's the other thing you look at. We paid personally for showing.
Depending on what kind of a service you had, you could do it upgraded.
Also, owning the data.
Owning the data, is really important, and not sharing our clients' information with other brokerages. That's not cool with me. That's a little uncomfortable. So, and then also again, as far as the MLS, bringing those unique views to our website, Utah Real Estate. Very few MLSs, Sean could speak to this, have the ability to do that with our consumer facing website. There's not very many MLSs still that have that offer. So we want to promote Utah Real Estate as much as possible.
One other thing that I do want to, because again, I think we get a little spoiled in Utah, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that when I give like a NAR update, but I have my coach, up until recently, I had a coach that was in California, and depending on where his offices were, he has, I think, 4 or 5 different offices across Northern California. And depending on where his offices are, he sometimes has to be part of 5, 6, 7, 10 MLSs based on where they're at and where you get data. So instead of, I think we're really kind of spoiled in Utah that we do have utahrealestate.com. And I think that we don't even realize that, because there are Flex MLSs in a couple of the county or a couple of the areas that use those, and you would have to be a member of both. But I think it's a big deal to remember that imagine if you're paying $48 times 10 different MLSs. Right? That adds up pretty quick. And to do business in those areas, you really do have to be a member of all of them.
You do. I have a friend in San Diego. She belongs to 5 different MLSs. Imagine paying those dues, which are much higher than ours, to 5 different MLSs to do your job every day. It's crazy, crazy. So benefit in us owning our MLS as well, because we can make changes very quickly. There have been many times through the years that we've been in meetings like this, and Brad or someone, a director, Sean, someone has been attending, and we say, hey, we'd like this, and by the end of the day, the change has been made. That's so incredible, because it didn't cost us any money, and it was less than 24 hours. Whereas when you're looking at a Flex MLS or those others out there, it's thousands of dollars and 6 months before they can make the change.
Awesome. Anything else about MLS that you want to give us, or updates or stats or?
Go in and update your profile. Your profile now, when people are coming onto this site, of course, I'm sure you've all gotten leads when people are perusing Utah real estate, but your profiles are updated now so that when you go on, it shows the last year of your productions. So all of that pops up, and put an updated photo.
Yeah. For those of you that need updated photos, by the way, I think Lauren is working on headshot days, because as much as I make fun of, I think if there was one time I just started calling people out in the awards show that needed me headshots. I also am one of those people, like, pointing hands back at myself. So if you are interested in that, make sure you let Lauren know, because we're gonna plan that for December, so you can get a new headshot. So, all right, awesome. Christy, tell us about your experience at NAR and some of your takeaways.
Okay, so NAR, let's start from the top. So Nakia Wright is now our new CEO. I have not met her personally, but I can say that we were in Boston for Next, and in conversing with my friends throughout the nation that I've met through the years, and with our state as well, I've not heard anyone with a derogatory comment or disappointment. So that is, yes, huge, huge. And I think everyone just speaks highly of her and her vision of where she wants to take NAR. So I think we're very fortunate there. Attended the inaugural for our new president, Kevin Sears. And it was really a nice inaugural. It was quite low key. So there wasn't a lot of big hype and, pomp and circumstance kind of thing. In the video, his father just passed away just a few months ago, and they had recorded an interview with his parents just before his death. So it was quite moving. But, and his dad mentioned that they always called Kevin Sears, our new president, Kevin from heaven, since he was a child, because he was so generous with his time and with people, and just, he's a very much a people person. So I think that's important too, where we're at. You always say you have the right president at the right time, and I think that's so true. Coming down to committee level, so I chaired this year professional development. Professional development is the committee that any education that comes through NAR runs through pro development if you're a designation or a certification. So you can get certified or designated through NAR to teach this type of education. Coming through NAR, it's making sure that we don't have copycats, like we don't have similar things. Lots of great information came through there. Yes, last year we had 2 that came in and with AI. There's a great AI designation now available, but I'm totally not marketing for her, but Marky Lemon has an amazing AI course.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a designation because someone beat her by 2 weeks.
Oh, no.
I know.
So she's like a tried and true and tested, like she's been talking about AI for 3 or 4 years now.
Amazing course. So I'm not marketing for her. I'm just saying, take that. And so pro development, and then we broke out this year and had several breakout sessions via Zoom because there are many subcommittees that work into pro development on how we can better communicate at a local level. So here. So we're looking at the best idea forward in one of those subgroups was that we are hoping to have a button on NAR on the website where, depending upon where you are in your career and what you're most interested in, maybe you don't really care about residential, you want to go commercial. maybe you're a land developer, whatever it might be, so that we have the education and designations, so you can hit that button and go, okay, here's everything that we offer. Where do I want to be? What am I more interested in? Where do I want to go? So I look for that. I think that's going to be a great. Yeah. So as far as NAR, I'd say, how's that?
I love it. If somebody wanted to get more involved at an NAR level, how would they go about doing that? Like, what would that look like for them?
So with NAR, it's not like you just go and apply for a committee and you're put on a committee. There are, which is reasonable and logical, you have to have served in the Realtor community, right? You've got to be involved locally. You've got to be involved on a state level before they're going to put you in positions on a national level, because they want you to fully understand, how does a board run? So you want to be serving on board of directors. How does a local board run? How does a state board run? Where's the value, right? How all of those things work. So you build your way up, and there is an online submission form every year in August where you can apply for committees.
Do you need a campaign manager
No.
when you run for Christie, NAR president?
That will never happen.
I've been pushing this for a long time. I'm volunteering. Christie,
She's
Bell,
funny.
Price.
She has such a great. Yeah, so we have so many great people serving. I shouldn't say this. There is someone from Utah that might be thinking of running, not Christie. So there's a lot of interest out there. And thanks.
Okay, love it. What we're gonna do now is we're just gonna kind of go down the line. I thought it would be fun just to share some of the takeaways and ahas. I know that some of you attend national meetings, some of you haven't for a while, some of you maybe are going to in the future, and some of you maybe never will. I think that to me, really, when I started attending, again, I've always been really involved, but I think you see a different level. Like, I loved it when you said, I'm talking with my friends across the country. One of the things that every time I go to a national event like that, and I'm sitting in round tables of other large boards or whatever, it is, you guys, we are so lucky that we are in the state that we're in, and the things that we do from a community. And I'll say myself, like, I'm always so grateful to be part of KW in those committees, because there's so many things that they're trying to figure out a way to put together. And I'm like, yeah, we already have that. Like, it was kind of funny. I was in a training with Tammy Bonnell. Do you guys know who she is? She's a phenomenal speaker. Anyway, it was all about like leadership and conflict and working through some things. And this lady stood up, and I almost like, I had to like stop myself because I almost started laughing, because she said, we had this great idea to put together kind of like a board of directors for our office. And we called it the Leadership Council. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. I love that you thought of that. Wink, wink. But really, it is true. Like, to me, when you go to these national events, and we're always going to come back and share as much information as we can, but I'm telling you what, it's a different feeling when you're in the room, you're having dinner with different people, you're talking with different people, you're sitting next to somebody in a different state. Take the time to network and make connections, because you really should have friends in this industry across the country. It's part of what we do, and it's part of who we are. And so anyway, I'm going to let these gals chat. Alex, I think I'm going to let you go first, since I think you maybe needed to go in possibly early. And then if anybody, I think that like if you hear something, just chime in as we're going, because I think that that's probably something you took away, I could add to, and vice versa.
I'm gonna go a different route. So there was a really interesting class on AI. I like tech. What? Weird. Right. And the guy who taught it was I think it was a software. Yeah, I think it was a software developer. And something interesting he said, he kind of said what his predictions for AI were. And when he said this, you could like feel panic in the room. And so his predictions of AI were that it would handle the entire listing creation, including setting a price, manage contract creation, completion, and auditing, negotiate sales on buyers and sellers' behalf, and help you communicate better with your clients. I think, and when people heard the creating the listing presentation and setting pricing, AI cannot set your pricing. AI can't walk into a house and look at upgrades and everything that they've done. And I think people were immediately like, well, my job is over. I can't be a realtor anymore. And so don't, if you've ever sat in an office and listened to Blaine Larson try to get through to a real person on the phone, don't let AI take over your entire job. Utilize it. What do they call it? AI is a creative partner. It's not going to take over your job. So I thought that was really interesting, especially just like the feel in the room completely changed when he said that.
Like really, does anyone want to be brave? Who's had like this thought in their head of like, holy crap, they're coming for us, like AI is gonna take over the world. Right? Like, I think that that's exactly right. Your creative partner. Use it. You know what? AI can't connect with someone and be able to say, like, I understand how you're feeling. Or that's a hard thing you're going through, and I'm going to help you navigate it to get to something that works for you. Like AI is never going to take over that piece of it. Unless the only thing that you're doing for your client is very transactional. Those are the people who should be worried, honestly. And that was kind of a lot of the tone of this conference was communication and connection and conflict resolution, which of course is timely, right? And I think it's a really good opportunity for all of us to level up and elevate the service that we are providing. Because if the only thing you're doing is very transactional, you might need to worry.
Really, let me add one thing on AI and the MLS. I know it's a pain when we load our photos and all that stuff comes up and you have to go through. Please go through and correct it. If it's laminate flooring and it says hardwood, fix it. But if there's a basketball standard, put basketball standard. The data is only, it's up to us. It's only as good as we are correcting and feeding it. So eventually, with our photos, and we are the first in the nation to have done this with photos in the AI thing. It's only as good. So we can come in and go, oh, I'm only going to buy a house with a wolf range, right? Then it will pull up all the listings that have a wolf range. Or maybe they want 3 blue bedrooms and 1 pink. Literally, they can put that data in it. As long as we're feeding it and correcting those photos, it's going to be awesome. But we've got to have that interaction with you correcting your data.
And honestly, it really doesn't take that much longer. I've been doing this because I know the data is important. And I know a lot of you are just like, we don't want to deal with this. You just do the photo upload the old school way and you don't do the AI with the smart tool or whatever it's called. I think it's called something like that. It does not take that long to just go through and go, yep, that was the back of the bathroom. Yep, that's tile floor, right? And you can just delete and change those, but it really does get so much smarter. And I think one thing that I just want to like say louder is we're the first MLS in the nation to have that tool. That's a big deal, guys. So anyway,
so to jump on your, it's not going to replace us because it can't create the value. Yeah. You have to go in there quick.
Yes. No. What? Do you have anything else you want to share? Or you want us to go through the line? Okay, Jesse.
Alex and I were both part of this other class that was like absolutely incredible. NAR did something different this year where they had some shorter, like 20-minute classes.
I loved those, by the way.
Oh my gosh, they were. And because, you know, the people were trying to pack so much value into this short period of time, it was just like photo after photo of the screens for all of the different things that they had. So I aggregated all of the details from one that was underutilized NAR resources. So I have a handy little handout here. So anybody that wants one can snag one. So I'm just going to bust through those really, really quick. It's a very long list. So the very first one is there's a research and statistics area. So the reason I really like that is that it has accurate current data and pre-made presentations. So if you are looking for something about, I should have pulled up an example, but they have pre-made presentations that you can use for the NAR settlement or other types of things that you don't have to edit. You don't have to get in there and change anything. Like you don't have to create it. All the statistics are updated. All of the data is updated. And it's like super simple, like you work smarter, not harder. That's actually what a lot of these tools are in this tool, in all of these tools that they showed us.
And that's on Fast, not Realtor.
Yes. So I have the links all on there. And then I'm happy to send Bradley the PDF so that it's clickable.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. I was thinking QR codes, but then that's like 10 QR codes on this sheet of paper. And Well, then it's not on your computer, it's on your,
We'll send it out in the recap.
so, yeah, yep.
Thank you.
So then the next thing after that, let's see, yeah, so that research and statistics, they have like the latest housing indicators and market trends, state and metro area data, so like if you want to pull data specifically for Utah, they've got Utah data in there. Research studies, that was another really interesting thing, so research studies on a whole bunch of different subjects from DEI things to like so many different housing stats, like they do so much research. We are doing ourselves a disservice if we're not plugging into that research. And then yeah, pre-made presentations. The next one was really interesting, the remodeling impact. Has anybody here ever actually taken a look at the remodeling impact report on NAR? No, just me. None of you guys ever explore the website. I thought it was really interesting. So that's like the return on investment on remodeling things. So they do massive studies on the return on investment. So for instance, I happen to know because of that, usually the highest return on investment is flooring, and that gets you about cutting even. Everything else does not come back on return on investment statistically. So that's something to think about. But that if you have people that are asking questions about like what's going to happen if I take out this tub, that's a very common thing that's mentioned. That is, you have the data right there to tell you what the percentage return on investment is on any of these types of remodeling updates. Yeah, and then the NAR settlement area as well. So I know KW has done this, like our office specifically has done an amazing job on getting us all the information that we need to know about the NAR settlement. The handy thing about this specific page is they have resources for consumers and consumer guides and handouts that you can give to your clients. You don't have to create it. Again, and it's all the accurate, correct information, up to date. Like you just download it and you can hand it out to anybody that has questions. The next one is data, privacy, and security. So that is the link on there is to a PDF document that kind of goes through all of the points at which we really should be securing our data and our clients' data. And it's got like checklists for, you know, kind of self-assessing how secure your data is. And that one was really interesting to see because, you know, reminds you how what we do is collect people's sensitive information in a lot of situations. And just evaluating what information you are collecting, if it's necessary to your job or if it's not, things like that.
Can I say one quick thing on this? So everyone had to do a password reset within the last couple weeks. And there was a lot of grumbling about that. And I just have to say, like, we do have a ton of sensitive client information. This was one of the big reasons why we had our own technology created, is so that we could create a little safe around it. And so if you're struggling with it, talk to Bradley or Lauren, but basically what they're trying to do when you're logging in is identify, is this an IP address you've logged in from before? Is it a location that you've logged in from? And is this a known device? So if I've logged in at this office on my laptop and the same IP address, then it's probably not going to prompt me to get a code. If I'm logging in on my iPad the next time, it's a different device. And by the way, they track this on the MLS too. Why? Because there's also a lot of data on there that's your data because of your association with the realtor community. So anyway, that's important. And then also just another little fun fact that I always remind people, if you have like Hotmail or like an MSN account or something like that, prompt your people to AOL, prompt your people to change their password in progress. They're finding a lot of the wire fraud breaches are actually coming from your clients' email addresses because they're not as secure. So it takes minutes to like have them change their password, turn on your two-step authentication. I know it can be a little bit of a pain in the butt, but do you know what I'd rather have? I'd rather have to like click on a code and be able to tell my people that their data is safe than call them and say, oh, sorry, remember when I gathered all that data? It's now somewhere else, right? And I don't know about you guys, but in the last 6 months, every single large corporation that I have any type of business with has required me to increase my password strengths. So just keep that in mind as you're thinking about safety and security.
Heck yeah.
Sorry.
No,
I know I went down a little rabbit hole, but that's
No,
something I
but
want to talk about.
yeah,
today.
it's important. And then the next one is the Realtor Benefits Program. So who doesn't like a discount?
Yeah, and this one, if you
Crazy
guys
ones.
haven't looked at this,
Yeah.
hotel discounts, travel certificate discounts, 1-800-GOT-JUNK discounts, moving company discounts. Like you guys, you can brand all of these as though they're from you and go and give those to your clients. That's huge.
insurance, travel, auto, home lifestyle, marketing. So that's print and shipping. So we can, like, if you're like me, I like to print stuff at FedEx office. 'Cause it just comes out better than my own printer. And so I didn't realize that there's like a 20-30% discount for FedEx office. Like, that's amazing. And then like technology and education. So obviously we get a lot of free education, but tech and education. So technology was a lot of resources that we already have natively through our MLS or through KW, but there was a couple of different interesting things in there, like I think it was Dell, you can get a discount through Dell if you want a Dell computer, stuff like that. Okay, and then the next one, so I don't know, everybody might love this, everybody might find it weird, but there's a free ebook library on NAR.com. Okay, it's like, I didn't realize that. You don't need to buy all the books that we talk about because they're literally all there. And I was scrolling and I couldn't believe how many books are there. So it's kind of like a library style checkout system. You log into this, it's, let's see, realtor.overdrive.com. And you just have one book at a time. You can't make notes, but like, how often are you prompted to purchase a book for your own development, for your own skills? You know, it was crazy. They even had health and fitness, civil rights and fair housing, AI, antitrust, safety, and a bunch of psychology books too. So yeah, that was just crazy. I had no idea that was there. And then Realtor Magazine. So the benefit to that one is a bunch of the client education. There's handouts and scripts in there, as well as other safety information. And then the really fun part of that I did not realize was there's an architectural style guide that's on there. So, and I did not realize how many architectural styles there actually are. So you know how when you're out east, everybody says like it was colonial. There is so many different variations of what people call colonial. Like there's Georgian and I can't remember the Greek revival. Like there's actual rules related to the I want to say archaeology. That's not the right word.
That's all.
Architectural, like one of the other art words. So that was really neat. Get in there and take a look. And then they also have architectural like piece guides. So like, you know, the different terms for the different types of finished work. Like if you really want to become a professional, level up your business and really kind of wow your clients, I feel like that's it's like kind of a showy way to wow your clients, but also if we're selling houses, we should know what we're selling. Like if you're a car salesman, you should know what each button in the car does. So I feel like that's the same thing. And then the next one is Photo5. So that's really interesting because it holds all of the NAR like marketing campaign stuff. So it's how you would gain access to that to be able to share it readily. And like I again love KW. I don't think we're quite as recognizable a brand as the Realtor brand because they're doing a very good job of getting the word out on and advocating on our behalf. And so if you do want to pull some of that into your marketing, there's a great opportunity there. You just make an account and then you can download it and customize it, stuff like that. And then the last thing is Realtor Property Resource or RPR. Has everybody noticed that on the MLS and then not clicked on it because it says commercial underneath it? Because that's what I did. Just wondering if anybody else is in the same boat. Because I am
Nobody's gonna raise their hand, but you know they did.
I know. I like explore websites to get I'm like, oh, this is gatekept. What's in here? So I did the same thing on the MLS. This is the one that I did not look into because it said commercial underneath it. It is for literally everything, residential and commercial. There's a whole bunch of tools in there. One of the coolest things that I found was like you can automatically pull these property reports for your listing presentations. Again, I'll pass this around. It's not accurate data. I just poked around in there and then downloaded this. And so like the CMA function, like these obviously are not correct. The data is not correct in here, but I was just poking around and it's like you can even add a net sheet in. That's really handy. I know that's something that MLS CMA report, I think it has a net sheet section. So I think it does. Does it? I've not found it.
I just want you to create an MLS report.
Probably, but I'm like, there's just like all of this interesting stuff in here. So I'll pass that around if you guys want to take a look at it. But the other really neat thing about that is like, if you're like me and well, sorry, I just want to make a side note. Lauren, you can make fun of me for the staple on that. I tried twice. Feel free to give me a hard time. I don't like bothering title companies for mailing addresses and putting other information like that for marketing purposes. So through PRP, you can actually pull up to 2,000 records for mailing labels. And you can do a wide swath of different things. Like for instance, I was able to pull up all of the pre-foreclosures and things like that are coming up with mailing labels so that you can do your thing to reach out in a more specific and targeted way. So for your farming, like I used to use Remine, and you have to pay to get mailing labels or anything out of Remine. So this is a way to get those without having to bother your title company, and you get 2,000 records every month. So you can focus on the same farm, you can do different farms. But the report system was really easy, and it even gives you like the 3 different Avery mailing label options to, like, you don't have to format it and deal with anything else. Like you can literally download it as that format. So, yeah. And
I
mean,
love
have
that
more,
you
but
focus
I
on
just
all the
like put it-
benefits. This is one thing that a lot of times we get questions like, well, what does NAR even do? Right? We hear that.
Well, that's 100% a thought that I had. I was like, because I'm sure everybody has this moment of like, we pay $900 and what's it for? And it's for all of these things in addition to all the benefits that they provide to us through. Yeah. It's a much larger picture. And that's the thing, like, come to the conventions with us, because like, that's the things that I'm budgeting in my budget now. Like Women's Council luckily has been able to pay for me to go to all of the events over the past 4 years. Now that I'm getting out, I'm making sure that's part of my business plan so that I can continue to attend these conferences, because what I get out of them, it's very similar, I would argue, to the like difference between other brokerages and our brokerage. Like it's just leveling up another step. Like there's so much valuable information, so many networking opportunities, like, and fun. There's a lot of really, like, I mean, just to promote it some more, we went to Lansdowne and that was a freaking blast. Yeah,
I
like,
missed it.
I know you did.
My dinner too.
Sad that you missed it, but like, it's incredible. Like we got free access to the House of Blues for 3 hours and free drinks and food, and you got to meet a whole bunch of other people, and it's really cool. Good. It's a good time and good for your education.
Okay, so my couple big takeaways, and I'm gonna talk quick because I know we're running out of time, but for me, one of the most important things, and my team has been hearing me say this, in 2025, I want to make more money, have more fun. And I think that we kind of forgot that, I think there's been a lot of turmoil, and I think that we are under attack, right? Like we said this, and I think that there's people with a target on our back, and I'm gonna have more fun in 2025. So if you guys want to have more fun with me, do yourself a favor. These are the best $8 you're ever gonna spend. They're gonna come with a whole package of them. Christy's like shaking her head because Christy was at a dinner with me that was, I mean, I would call it a nice dinner.
And Rusty.
And I came in, and I'm still gonna have a nice dinner, but I'm gonna have fun. And Christy, whose side of the table was laughing more?
Rusty's.
It was, and also, I don't think I've seen Larry, Sonia's husband, laugh so hard in his whole life. And he even put on the tiny hands. So we can have fun and still, like, we still have great conversations. We still have good connections. I have so many takeaways. Like I was last night, if any of I don't know what's going on. Supermoon zapped my energy. I was like, you know what I should do is I should lay in bed to review my notes to find out what I want to talk about tomorrow and turn on my bed jet heater. That was a terrible idea. I did get up early to work on him this morning, but like going through my notes, I'm like, I even forget how many good notes there were. And then also, in case you guys didn't know this, there's a Premier Pass similar to what KW does with Family Reunion, where you have access for 30 days for free. So if anybody wanted to like have something they were really excited about with NAR and maybe wanted to borrow my login for a minute and just jump on and watch the video, you can. Because those, like, most of the sessions are recorded and I have access to them for 30 days, and then the handouts are there too. So there's a lot of good takeaways, because the one thing about all of these conventions, there is going to be 2 or 3 classes happening at the same time. So you want to make sure you're strategic with your time. I loved the 20-minute class format too. Like those were incredible, because you come in, you get great information in a quick period of time. But my hands are really sweaty, so I'm gonna take these off now. But go buy those. They're fun, even at dinners that are serious. A couple of things that I wanted to tell you, my focus was kind of on, there was a lot of like conflict resolution, communication, that kind of stuff. One of the ladies that was actually the first keynote, her name was Jennifer Hill, and she was amazing, but she gave the example of a tandem bike. And how that's kind of like regulating your emotions. So if you're on the front of a tandem bike and you're going this way, and if Jason and Claudia were on the same bike and Claudia's pedaling forward and Jason's pedaling backwards, you're not going to go anywhere. And a lot of times that's what happens in communication with people is we're going opposite directions. We're not taking the time to really recognize and understand where the other person is maybe coming from. So she had this quick little assessment that she does on emotions, and it's just called RARE, the RARE process, R-A-R-E. The R stands for recognizing the emotion. I think a lot of times we just want to move forward. Some of us are better at conflict resolution than others, and sometimes you just don't want to recognize it. So it's recognizing the emotion. Hey, Claudia, I can tell that you're feeling really upset about something. Do you want to talk more about it? Recognizing the emotion, and then take time to really assess the content and what triggered it. Christy months ago mentioned she was listening to or had a day that something had triggered, and she took the time to like recognize it, but then also to like dive back in and say, why did that trigger me in the way that it did? Because all of our experiences are different, right? And so something might really bother me, and Christy's not saying it to be offensive, but maybe it's coming across from me from my ways. So really kind of sitting in the emotion and saying what made me feel that way? Why do I feel so triggered by that conversation? And then the other R is to regulate it. So you have to take action, and you've got to be able to regulate your emotions. And I think this is so important. And I've said this before. I don't know where Sean went, but I've said before, I had somebody say to me one time, well, Sean's just so level-headed. It just doesn't even seem like he cares. And I was like, Sean's job is not to light his hair on fire and run around the office emotionally like you are. Like, our job is not to meet the client emotion for emotion. Our job is to take action. So we've got to be able to regulate our emotions and really like take a deep breath, assess why we're feeling how we're feeling, and then get into action. And then the last one was express the emotion productively. And this is a big deal that I think sometimes we forget. We go through the motion, maybe we even assess it, we talk about it, but are we really taking the time to express it productively and start with the end in mind? That's something that a lot of times I think we get caught up in the situation. And there's a lot of situations right now. There's a lot of things that are going to require a higher level of negotiation and of emotional management and better communication from you. I think over the next few years, this is not going to go away. And so if we can learn how to really express the emotion productively and start with the end in mind, instead of, I had a conversation last week with an agent, and it was just around and around and around in the same circle in a negotiation with another agent. And at the end of the day, it was kind of like, stop. You have somebody that wants to buy a house. You have somebody that needs to sell their house. Stop getting tied up in who can be the bigger bully of the group and figure out a solution. Start with the end in mind. Does your buyer want to buy this property? Yes. Does the seller need to sell the property? Yes. So stop with the emotion, recognize it, tamper it down, and then get into action. So that one to me was huge. I have like so many notes from hers. The other one, because I know we're out of time, so I'm going to wrap up really quick with, this lady's name was Sasha Tripp, and her whole thing was building your financial house. And the reason this one really like hit home with me is because there's a lot of people in this industry that make a lot of money, and yet we're not doing great jobs of being stewards of our money. And one of the first things she said was, most people don't need to make more money. They just need to manage their money better. And she kind of went into a little bit of the reason, you know, we start out in this real estate industry and we are a small business owner. And nobody really says to you, here's exactly what you should do to set up financials for your business. And I think it's really critical to just know, how are you actually managing your financials and how are you handling things? And she kind of talked through her story where like her first year in real estate, she made like $13,000. But then at the end of the day, she had spent like 18. And she talked about the importance, and I know we talked about this in business planning clinic as well, but like the importance of a P&L and actually knowing, what does it cost minimum? What's the minimum amount that you would have to spend every single month just to run your business? That's now becomes the amount you have to make just to still stay in business. Then you're layering in, now if I need to do anything extra with my business, what is that cost of sale going to look like? If there's special experiences I want to do, what does that look like? If I need to put money away for my family, for my future, for my retirement, what does that look like? But you can't do any of that if you're not actually being a financial steward of your money. And if you're not actually just paying attention to where the dollars go, having a P&L and treating it like a business. She said that 1% of the top 1% of entrepreneurs are the ones who really don't just have a business that gets by, but that survive and thrive in an entrepreneurial space. And it all really comes down to, what are you doing with your money? I've seen people that make $100,000 a year that when you look on the back end of it, the legacy that they've created is huge because of the way they manage their money. And I've seen people who have made $1 million a year who at the end of the year are like, I don't know how I'm going to pay taxes this year. Right. And it's all, those people have the same opportunities. So her thing was get consultations early and often and treat it like a business from day one. It's really, really hard to break out of once you're in a massive debt cycle. It's hard to break out of it. There are ways. And her advice was, don't be embarrassed. Just ask the questions. If you don't know what to do, don't be the one who sits in the room nodding their head when we're saying, do you have a P&L you're operating off? And you're like, and you're thinking, I'm going to do it. This is the week I'm going to do it for sure. Ask for help. Don't be embarrassed to ask for help. And then the same thing too, is if you're not, one of the things that she said that I was like, that's cool, but it's true. She said, if you don't want to manage your money or get in business with the right people to manage it, go get a different job. You can make a good living and work way less working for a 9-to-5 that's going to force you to fund your retirement. She said, I hate to say that, but if you don't want to pay attention to your dollars and where they go do something else. Because this industry will take everything you'll give it. And if you aren't being a good steward of the money and you're just spending it, or you don't even know where it's going. I mean, her thing was, you probably shouldn't even actually be in business for yourself. You should be going and just punching a clock for somebody else. And I don't say that, and she didn't say it rudely or meanly. It was just kind of factually. She's like, you owe it to your family to raise the level of what you're doing or to go contribute somewhere else, because that will probably give you time back with your family. So I thought that was really interesting. The other really quick thing was a collaboration one, and I drew a little sketch when it was coming, but it was basically like two brains, like if Alex and I were sitting here, and then there was our mouths were open, and then there's a little thing coming from her head, and there's a bubble, and it's like from my mouth, and then it's like all these little lines, and then going into Alex's head, and then vice versa. Because there's the actual thing there. So there's from your brain what you meant to say. Then there's what did you actually say? Then what did they actually hear? How did they interpret it and understand it? And oftentimes the miscommunication is because I may have meant to say something one way and it came out of my brain, it came out of my mouth a different way than it was in my brain. And then Alex interprets it away. And instead of us talking to each other to say, hey, I don't understand. Tell me more about that. Like the key phrases, she's like, you have to get really good at help me understand and say it in a way that actually is, you do want to understand better what they're saying, or tell me more. Tell me more about that. Help me understand your point of view on that, right? I think oftentimes we're quick to jump in as the experts and just throw up our information all over everybody, when really we should be slowing down to try to understand how they're communicating with us and what's actually coming out of their brain and how that works. So anyway, that's a fast version of all my notes, but those were kind of my big takeaways. Was learn to be better communicators and actually like regulate your own emotions, and then be better financially, because you can have $10 and you can spend it before you even have it in your bank account, like my son does sometimes. Or you can take the $10 and you can figure out how much you actually need of that $10. And she used $10,000, right? But she's like, of $10,000, you can spend $10,000 like that. Like lickety split, the money's gone. That's $120,000 a year if you were making $10,000 a month. The money is gone. Or you can look at that and really recognize, to run my business, it's going to cost this. For me to have the lifestyle that I want to have, it's going to be this, which leaves how much left over for savings, for legacies, for all those things. The other thing she said, don't wait. Quit telling yourself you're going to get a trust, you're going to open the LLC. We get so busy, we go, oh, we're too busy for that. We're going to open a trust. I'm going to do it before the end of the year. And then the end of the year comes, we go, I'm going to do it next year. Or I'm going to start that LLC. I'm going to do it next year. So she's like, just stop what you're doing. You're going to put yourself better on the path to success if you stop right now and figure out your financial house, and then you can go build your business, because it's not just gonna build, it's not gonna just financially figure itself out. So those were my takes. Anything else you guys want to share?
Alex, any more of your nuggets?
My nuggets? And have fun while you're doing it. It's a fun business, have fun. Okay, thanks, guys.
Jess, are you gonna send this out so we can just click on the link?
Yeah, Brad, I'll send it to Bradley and then he can add it to the,
Thank you, that's.
Is that here?
You know how to do.
Hey,
Give me a-
this staff with Heritage Home, we're gonna give him a couple minutes. Sorry, hopefully I didn't almost.
I'm
Get
good, Brandon.
Stuff around for you.
Yeah, please. Hello. So Zach Simpkins with Heritage Homes. I'm located here in West Haven, it's right down the street. So, met Fabian, we actually sold a house, and we're about to sell another house. Sherry, Brett Carlin was here earlier, and Alex, I met her 2 times as well as Blank, so. Love for help any of y'all make more money. As she was just speaking, just, again, that's the name of the game, right? It's, provide for our families and create that great lifestyle, so. Reserve. Morning reserve. We're able to. We're able to do good.
Okay, I got it.
Was it really? That's right. They look like that. They look like they look like-
For y'all, kind of a big deal to us. We want every single one of our customers to be represented by a realtor. There's a lot of builders out there who don't want their people to be represented. We want every single one of our customers. Every house I've sold, they don't have a customer, I'm referring them out. I want everyone of them to be represented. So again, we want you to bring. The other big thing with us, we're paying 5% on several of our homes. So it's select homes throughout the community. And I can sell in any community. I want to be your representative, your go-to person. So whether it's in West Haven, Tuella, Eagle Mountain, anywhere Meritage where we sell homes, I can help you out with. So again, that way I can be your go-to person and answer any of those questions. So again, y'all are a big deal to us. We do have so not all homes are created equal. Where we're really going to stand out is we use spray foam insulation. So not only that, we're doing 2x6 exterior wall construction. So that allows us to put more insulation in the walls. The homes are super energy efficient. So that's going to help you save on the utility costs. And that's that true cost of home energy. That's where we stand out head and shoulders. Also, you got comforts and savings, the health makes it a cleaner home. There's so many different benefits, and I got videos of all this, so I know I'm on short on time, so I want to speed through this real quick.
We
Get
can
y'all the
send
lunch.
that to our agents too. through
Yes,
our
please.
agent app.
Yeah, if you don't mind. So we got 5 communities right now. Like I said, I'm in West Haven. That's where our office out, but I can sell any of these. We're about to open a brand new community in Tuella. And like I said, we're going to be paying 5% on select homes throughout any of these communities. Anywhere from basically 500 to mid-low sixes where we're going to be. Westwood, this has been phenomenal. We just opened up in August. We got 4 beautiful home designs that we're offering. We're on large home sites, anywhere from a 1/4 acre to an acre. And then the acre sold for $640. So you can't find that anywhere in this area. So again, we're tremendous value. No HOA, large home sites. And then with brand new Westville High School, that's the big thing.
No HOA is huge. I feel like there's so few right now that are building and not an HOA community. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been phenomenal. So that definitely helps out. Yeah, because you didn't have farm animals. So with Westwood, it's on a point-based system. And you just have to check with the city ordinance on that point basis for the larger animals and stuff. Vista Meadows, this is the brand new community I was just mentioning in Tuella that we're about to open up. And so anywhere from basically, these square footage does not include the basement. So we do unfinished basements. Yeah. So we do finished square footage. Again, no HOA. Majority of my communities are not going to have HOAs. And again, that's one of the points that we look for. Because again, it is a big point. Raleigh Farms is down in Eagle Mountain. This is a master plan community. It does have a HOA. But again, all kinds of things there. Erickson Meadows, if you want that country life, Granitsfield. Again, all these are gonna have unfinished basements as well, so again, makes it really nice. Overlake, brand new, we just got opened up last November. It's been phenomenal. You got the brand new temple out there, the new high school. It's like $180 million high school. So phenomenal. Again, no HOA. And then all our homes are gonna be move-in ready. What was the question?
Where was that last community? Was that Twilla too?
Twilla, yeah.
Yep, yep. So our homes are gonna include blinds, washer dryer, fridge, all that's included in the home. So the home buyer, all they have to do is bring the down payment. A lot of times we're offering incentives using our lender and title company. Right now, we're offering $20,000 in closing costs. So closing costs typically going to be probably about $9,000-10,000. So you can have some extra money left over. Use that to buy down the rate, or you can use the whole $20,000 to buy down the rate. So whatever is most important to get the home buyers into the home. And again, they're not going to have to come up money, buy the fridge, the washer dryer, or blinds. All the home is going to be moving ready. So that's going to make it really nice. And then we got all kinds of awards. I won't bore y'all with this, but it's just talking about the healthy home. We use the high efficiency 16 SEER AC system with 13 air filtration. Again, if you have allergy stuff, that's a huge thing. We won all kinds of accolades. So Marriage Homes, y'all probably never heard of us. We're actually the 5th largest builder in the United States. We're brand new to Utah. We just opened up last November. So again, it's less than a year. We're buying land left and right. Currently, we have 5 communities. We're about to open up another 3 or 4 within the next 3 to 6 months. So again, one more information about it, just either call or text, and then on that sheet, it has my phone number and everything. And then we do basically everything by digitally as well. So I can send you digital brochures, and then I have the videos explaining about the spray foam insulation and all the good stuff about what Merit is. Again, all kinds of awards. Won't worry about all that. We try to make it as easy as possible. Let you register right online to protect yourself. Again, we want home buyers to be represented. I want to make that extremely clear. So again, if they don't have a home buyer, we're going to refer them out. And then that's going to be ones that we worked with before. And then again, we want people to be represented. So that's a huge thing. And again, you can register everything online, so it makes it super easy. Again, my information, and then basically questions if you have any.
How many homes you got ready right now?
So we got 3 that are almost 100% done, and I just got released 3 yesterday, or excuse me, this morning. So 6 in West Haven, and then throughout the other communities. Briley Farms, I think we got 14 down there that are ready to go. Close by the end of the year. Overlake, I think we got 12 or 13 there. And then what we do, we spec all our homes out. We're not a start from scratch builder. We're a spec builder. So we start 5 to 8 homes in each community every month. So we're going to have inventory always available. So you come out to the community, and I highly recommend y'all do come out to the community. It's a beautiful community. Usually we're digging left and right, putting foundation in, setting up for the winter months to get everything ahead of schedule. That way, again, we'll have homes available anytime. What we're going to do is we're going to release the home once it gets to sheetrock. We're going to guarantee it can close within 60 days. So that's the big point where we're going to be.
Question. Sorry, is that just the buy down where it's temporary?
So that has several different programs. This changed quite a bit. So last month we had a program where we're doing a 399 30-year fix with 5,000 in closing costs. So it changes all the time. So check in. So yeah, David, Vivian's buyer got to take advantage of that. So that's a huge thing.
That was in West Haven?
Yep.
If I can just, sorry, you're pulling a question, right? You have a question?
Well, yeah, you said you
He's
wanted
gonna
to-
do 5%.
So up to 5%. And we guarantee we'll always pay 3%. You don't even have to worry about that. So again, that's gonna be a huge.
Yeah.
We're paying 3%.
Good job. He's paying 5, I got it right.
So on any homes that are, they have to be under contract. Once they go under contract, and then we were able to write a deal. If it's not under contract, it's on a case-by-case basis, and then by divisional president, I have to get approval, and it basically, we'll have to look at timing, try to work that out. But that's on a case-by-case. They've been really strict about that right now. So most of the time, we gotta get it sold. Once it goes under contract, no issue. I still have to get approval, but it's not an issue.
A few things that I liked. One, the communication was very fluid with Zach from the get-go. He was very responsive. He was sending me updates. He was sending me blob map. Yeah, go check it out. Go take a look. Let's meet with your clients. Let's see what they're looking for. The model home looks almost exactly as the house that your client is getting. So they don't have 50, 60, $80,000 of upgrades. So you're not showing something and then giving them the naked version. I like that. My understanding is that if the house had upgrades, you still get paid your commission on the purchase price, not the base price, which is the upgrades, not included.
Upgrade.
Correct. And the process honestly has been very smooth with the preferred lender. And in terms of getting updates from the superintendent and photos and stuff. And they do put the realtor in the front. It's not like, okay, we meet here, great, thanks for bringing your client, we'll take cover, you just collect your check. No, you're involved, and you are, the steward of your client, which I appreciate. So it's been a great experience.
But
Any other questions?
I was just gonna throw a clue that I've driven through to all the communities and looked at all the different model homes in the communities. And I worked with a lot of builders for a lot of builders over the years, and I have not, it's been a long time since I've been impressed, and I'm blown away. And Zach and his communication, like blown away. And our partner in Arizona, I mean, they're just going through just massive awards and construction and consumer, like major kudos. I'm thrilled you guys are here.
Appreciate that. So again, rather than have to show a pre-owned home that you don't necessarily know if that's been maintained or not been maintained, bring them out and meet them in a brand new home a lot of times for the same amount, especially with a rate buy down and also 5% commission on some of it. So
Well,
now that's on select homes, right? So again, it's not on every single one, but it's on select homes.
Well, and just your washer, dryer, fridge and blinds, like, even your window coverings are usually 3,000 to 5,000
Yeah.
for some basic stuff. So for cheap blinds, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, are you gonna hang out for a minute while people grab lunch?
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you.
Big hand for Rusty, Christy, Jesse, and Alex.
Hey guys, just one quick thing while Bradley pulls it up, Bradley just get it done. Blaine has only 7 more seats for the CE. There is food available, but please RSVP if you do need a CE credit or you're wanting to go to that. Cash bars available and there is food, so RSVP if you have it. Okay, thanks.
Oh, here's some things. Don't forget about him. Code of ethics, if you need it, December 3rd, December 5th, Christmas lunch, December 6th, database drive class, December 11th, I was stuttering. Customer experience, December 19th is my favorite of the whole year, the vision board brunch. And December 6th is also the holiday social for Women's Council. So if you want to go to that, are there still spots available?
Yes.
Okay, 50 bucks, or did the price qualify?
No, still 50.
Okay, $50 if you want to go to the Women's Council Holiday Social. I will be there. It's always a great time. Light dance. Oh, a light up dance for, and you get an excuse to dress